Hello there, boys and girls. Welcome back to the third episode of the week, and thank you for stopping by for the Arsenal save, as always. And we've got a little bit of housekeeping to do. We've got a couple of games that we've played off camera, and then we're going to get straight into Atletico Madrid and West Ham, both at home. 2 home games today, so all in all, hopefully picking up 6 points. Our home form seems to be very, very strong again this year. If you didn't see last episode, by all means, go back and watch it. I'm going to leave a card in the top corner, like I did yesterday. I don't want to spoil anything, so if you want to go and see what happened against Madrid yesterday, before today's game, go and see it. And this is what's happened in between the 2 episodes. So we played 3 games. As you can see here, we started off with a home game against Watford, and a very late Aymeric Laporte winner, 88th minute, secured us the win. Very, very tight game, very tough game against Watford. And if you look at the match stats, we absolutely dominated, couldn't break them down, but eventually Laporte just stepping up and popping in a goal for us, which is good to see. We then followed that up with a 2-0 win in the Carabao Cup 4th round against Barnsley. As you can see on the right hand side here, very highly rotated side. Literally everybody in the first team was rested, and people like Timo Werner 7.3, Aaron Ramsey 7.9, all the defenders on a 7.0 and above. So really, really good, strong outing for the reserve side. And then we followed that up with another tough league win against Sunderland. We're playing teams that are down the bottom, fighting for survival, and finding it very hard to break them down. But Alexander Lacazette on the 32nd minute, popping up and scoring a goal. Him and Lamar playing really, really well. And again, match stats, dominated possession, dominated the chances, and all in all, only just got pipped the win and got the 3 points. What does all that mean for the league? That means we are now top of the league by 2 points. United have dropped a few points in the meantime, so they dropped points against Burnley. But where are we? So they dropped points against Burnley when we beat Huddersfield 2-0, and then they also dropped points against Chelsea when we beat Watford 1-0. So since then they've gone on a bit of a winning run. So they've beat City in the Manchester derby as well. But that is all the housekeeping that we need to do, and we're going to get straight into this game against Atleti. So this is the team that's going to start against Atleti. We've got Oblak in goal, Kolesniak, Laporte, Mustafi and Kimmich at the back. Goretzka and Tolisso trying to form a partnership in the middle of midfield. Very important this year, all these little partnerships, these kind of, I don't know what FIFA would call chemistry lines. We've got Lamar, Coutinho and Nelson in the attacking third, and then Lacazette up top. 17 goals so far this season, 7.69. Really, really good season for him. On the bench, we've got Romagnoli, Bellerin, Xhaka, Ramsey, Iwobi, Berardi and Timo Werner. Let's submit that team and let's go straight into this one. Diego Costa caused us problems last time out. Hopefully he isn't playing, but he is. With up top with Griezmann, Koke, Zobnin, Saul and Carrasco as the midfield 4. Talifico, Savic, Godin and Mario at the back, and Alisson at the in the goal. Arthur on the bench, Gramera on the bench, Gabi on the bench, Juan Fran on the bench. So it's a very, very good Atleti side. A few changes in there. Arthur dropping to the bench, but other than that, not a great deal different. Here we go then. They are in their chain strip of yellow. We're in our red and white. If we win today, it's pretty much going to put us through to the first knockout round, which is what we want. Get to qualify with a couple of games spare. A draw's not the end of the world, to be honest, because then we've got games against Inter and Porto to then just sew up the qualification. Coutinho picking up a knock, but it's the first highlight to us. Just after around about the 10-minute mark, Goretzka now into Coutinho, back into Lacazette. And all the players in front of the defence. Goretzka again into Coutinho. Coutinho now is going to just keep hold of the ball, but Goretzka's got really no one to pass to other than go all the way back to the centre halves. Goretzka again into Coutinho. Coutinho back to Goretzka. Good patient play here from the boys. Into Tolisso, but it's a poor pass. And now Griezmann's got the run on Laporte. Into Diego Costa. Cause issues again. Into Griezmann, but Oblak, what a save that is. And it's cleared away from Kolesniak. They hit us on the break there. Coutinho is injured. He's got a groin injury. Looking potentially like we're going to have to take him off. Probably won't see the game through. I'm going to do that now, actually. I'm going to push Goretzka slightly further forward. I'm going to bring Aaron Ramsey on as the deep line playmaker, and let's kick off there. I think Goretzka just needs to be slightly further forward. No real impetus in that middle of midfield because he's a bit too deep. Half an hour gone, and other than that chance for Griezmann, who didn't put it away, we are level pegging. Kolesniak into Goretzka, but again gets caught on the ball. Laporte now into Aaron Ramsey, into Goretzka, trying to find the ball round the corner. Tolisso now into Reiss Nelson. Can he find a ball outside? Goretzka into Lacazette. Now we find Kimmich on the outside, into Reiss Nelson. Can he get the ball in? No, it's a heavy touch by the youngster, and Ramsey picks up that ball again into Lamar on the left-hand side. He can whip the ball in. Yes, he can, but a bit too close to Alisson, and that is going to be the end of the highlight for us. And hopefully we don't concede from it. Alisson just rolls the ball out to Savic. So that's a poor pass. Lacazette's on into Nelson. Can he find the ball in the middle? No, he can't. He finds the near post. That's 1-0 to Arsenal. Reiss Nelson with a great finish. Thought he was going to find the ball into the middle because there was two players running on. And Alisson got the... what a poor rollout from him. Savic, poor pass into the midfield. Lacazette. And there was 3 men in the middle, but Nelson finds the near post. Alisson had absolutely no chance. 1-0 just before half-time. Kimmich one-on-one with Diego Costa in the air, and Diego Costa's always going to win that header. Kimmich is good, but he's not that tall. Ramsey now into Lamar on this left-hand side, and we're going to launch the ball over to Reiss Nelson. Can he take his man on? No, he's going to go inside into Ramsey. Bringing Ramsey on and pushing Goretzka further forward seems to have worked. Gets Goretzka out of the way and does so he can do his work at the tough final third of Atleti's goal. Lamar now into Goretzka, but again he's coming a little bit deep. Finds Tolisso in the middle. Can he find the ball round the corner? Yes, he can. Lacazette into Reiss Nelson. Can he pull the ball back? No, he went for a shot. Should have pulled the ball into the middle. Could have made it 2-0 before half-time, but we are going to go in at half-time 1-0 up and through to the first round knockout stage because Inter and Porto are both drawing at the minute. There is room for improvement. I think there's a lot more to come from the midfield. Nothing really being... They're not being direct enough with their passing and with their play. Defenders are doing really, really well. They just need to keep an eye on Diego Costa. He is the one that causes all the issues. We've had a lot of possession of the ball. Lamar trying to get the ball in to find Mustafi. Comes back out to Lamar. Can he take his man on? He finds Mustafi on the edge. What a hit that is by the German, but a little bit high for him. And we're going to make some changes again. So Goretzka's going to come off, bring Iwobi on. And Tolisso's going to come off as well. Going to bring Xhaka on and just switch those two round. And just keep it as it is. Lamar, Lacazette, need to keep them on because they're game changers. They really are creme de la creme. They're going to make something out of nothing in these final 5 or 10 minutes. But it's looking like we're going to coast down the time coming into the final few seconds now, and it's a comfortable 1-0 win against Atletico Madrid. They didn't really give us too much problems. I thought after the first game, massive 4-4 draw with Costa and Griezmann doing the business. I thought they would come here and do the same job, but they haven't. The ref has blown his whistle, and we are through to the first round knockout stages, which is great to see with 2 games to play. And now we go on to West Ham and see what we can do against them. Coutinho's only out for a couple of days, so we're going to leave that to the physio. He won't play against West Ham, and we'll see you when we get there. Right, West Ham coming up at the Emirates. Iwobi for Coutinho is the only real change, to be honest. The rest of the team played really well. Flicked it up to from flexible to fluid, and just dropped the tempo a little bit for this game because of the advice by the assistants. Really, they thought West Ham were going to play... Where is it? They thought West Ham were going to play this sort of formation. Hopefully they don't, because it boxes us in. So with it being fluid, means that the players are really going to interchange where they are. And with the lower the tempo, just means that we can really pull them apart, pull them away from their defensive shape. So submit the team. Let's hopefully, fingers crossed, they're not going to play that formation, but they are, as you can see there. Chicharito up top, Arnis, Todd, Aubameyang and Lanzini in the middle of midfield with Noble and El Neni behind them. Acuna and Arias on the wing backs. Ogbonna, Koscielny and Reed, and Pat in goal. Cresswell, Lingard, Arnautovic and Hunami on the bench for them. So yeah, it's going to be a bit defence versus attack, and hopefully we can come out on top. And those little tweaks, little changes in the tactics have helped us. Here we go then. Defence versus attack. Koscielny's picked up, well, carrying a knock already. Let's see if we can really take the fight to this West Ham side and do the business on them. We are first game on this weekend, so if we win, we just increase our lead against United and really put the pressure back on them. And as I said, it's going to go all the way to the wire this year with the league. Iwobi now into Lacazette. Lacazette trying to find Iwobi back. And now Cunha goes all the way back to Pat. And Reed and Arias get the ball clear for West Ham. Lanzini driving forward, but Mustafi's going to cut that out. Goretzka now into Lamar. Going to find Lacazette down the line. Yes, he is. Lacazette down the line. Driving into the driving into the box. And it's a penalty. Number 22. Giving the penalty away. Who was that? El Neni. Giving the penalty away. Lacazette was driving into the box. Lacazette, one-on-one. That's it. Puts the ball away. 18th goal of the season for Alexander Lacazette on the 10-minute mark. And it takes us 5 points clear of United. Pretty simple. 1-0. Happy days. Kimmich now with a throw-in into Iwobi. Iwobi, can he find Lacazette? Yes, he can. Out to Kolesniak. Heavy touch into Thomas Lamar. It's a good tackle. Back out to Kolesniak. Oh, it's a flick on. A great cross in from Kolesniak. Flicked it on by a defender. Hits the post. Unlucky for us. Could have really snuck in. I think Pat was a little bit isolated there. He wasn't going to get to the ball if it was on target. And these little changes, little tweaks seem to have worked for us. Chicharito into Noble. Lanzini, first of all highlight for West Ham. Goes on the outside. Goes to Arias on the outside. Finds the ball into the middle, but Mustafi's there. And Tolisso and Nelson getting the ball clear. Iwobi now going to pass the ball out to Thomas Lamar. And he's going to smoke Arias on the right-hand side. Oh, Lamar, brilliant play. Going to get the ball into Lacazette. That's his second goal. Thomas Lamar, absolute demon down that left-hand side. Smoked 2 players on his way, and lovely ball into to Lacazette, and he just gets across. Lovely little flicked header, and that's 2-0 to the Arsenal. Lamar now whipping the ball in. Yeah, great header from Lacazette, getting ahead of Reed and Kolesniak, Koscielny, and scoring that goal. Him and Lamar making the business really happen today. Passionately say, very happy. Keep it going, lads. Go back out there and do the business. All in all, playing really, really well. Going to be hopefully 2 wins out of 2 if we don't mess it up like we did against Atleti last episode. But they haven't had a shot on target. Haven't had a single shot on target. They've just had one now. Coming into the first kind of 5 or 10 minutes of the second half. Pat gets the ball clear and Laporte gets up ahead of Lanzini. Lanzini now back on the ball. Aubameyang getting closed down by Iwobi, and Noble just taking his time, goes back to Ogbonna. Ogbonna into Koscielny. We're pressing the ball really high here. Ogbonna again into Noble. Out to Acuna. Acuna now into Aubameyang. Into Lanzini. A little bit of space for the Argentine. Goes for a goal. Not very good though, unfortunately, for West Ham. Lots of 6.2s and 6.1s for the Hammers. Lamar is probably going to be coming off in the next 5 or 10 minutes or so. So yeah, Lamar and Kolesniak both coming off. Not 100% so far. And they've played 2 games in a matter of a couple of days. Talisso's probably the next one. But Reece Nelson has picked up an injury and we're going to have to bring someone on. I'm going to bring Timo Werner on the right-hand side. Use a little bit of pace down that right-hand side. Berardi comes on the left for Lamar. And Romagnoli is coming on the left-hand side. But Goretzka now picking up a knock. He's got a foot injury. Should see the game out. Shouldn't be a problem. But picking up a few knocks here and there and could cause us a few issues going forward. Noble with a tackle on Iwobi, and that's going to be a second yellow card, and that is 10 men for West Ham. Berardi with a free kick. Can he go for goal? Yes, he can, but not the best. 2-0 win. Pretty professional performance here by the Arsenal, and it should see us out now. 5 points clear. We will stay with you until United have played their game and see where we end up at the end of this episode. Lingard trying to find the ball out to the left-hand side, but they've got no one up top now. And they're literally 10 men behind the ball. Werner down this right-hand side, using his pace that he's got. Going to get the ball into Lacazette, but he's surrounded by about 8 different players. Tolisso now on the edge, into Alex Iwobi. He can't get a shot away. And Laporte is going to let that go all the way back. And that is it. The ref has given the final whistle. 2-0 to the Arsenal. 2 wins again today, which is great to see. We are through to the Champions League first round knockout stage, and we're top of the table. But by how many points? Let's have a look in a few minutes' time. Reece Nelson out for 2 months with a torn hamstring, which is a big, big blow. And Goretzka is out only with a bruised foot, 1 to 3 days. So not entirely bad shape for Goretzka. Should be back for the next game. Lacazette playing fantastically well. Let's see who United have got in this run of games. United have got Leeds away, so a massive game for them. Let's see where we end up at the end of this week game. So United beat Leeds 1-0, as you can see there, and a very, very small margin of win there for United. So 2 points clear. Same level or same amount of games played. We will be back. So we are already through to the next stage of the Champions League. So I'm going to go all the way down to the Porto game. Give you Porto and Burnley. We're going to miss Inter. Give you Porto and Burnley, and then we'll give you the draw for the Champions League first round knockout stage as well for the next episode. But that's it for today's episode. If you have enjoyed it, please do leave it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you don't want to miss out on any more content. I know there's a load of new viewers out there at the minute. So if you like what you see, please do hit that subscribe button. Helps the channel grow. And until next time when we're going to play Porto and Burnley, I'll see you soon.